Good afternoon, Americans, especially Marylanders, but this will also apply to people in New Jersey, Oregon, especially non-residents, Illinois non-residents, California and Hawaii. All they need to do is wait. But this is the way it's going to have to happen, and this video is currently on your only way to be able to carry within the state of Maryland. Now, please understand, I understand that if I just say this outright, there are going to be some butthurt individuals. There are going to be some individuals that will not hear this, that want to hear this. But the reality is that the messenger is coming from a Supreme Court decision in D.C. versus Heller. Now understand this. I will say this once, I will say this clearly, is that the way to guarantee an ability to be able to carry a handgun for self-defense in the state of Maryland is if you bring an open carry challenge for unconcealable handguns. And to help add effect, an open carry ban is in the city of Baltimore for rifles longer than 14 inches. You will have to find it. I have only seen it on Wikipedia, but the reason why I made the previous video, Maryland gun laws, is that they specifically make these laws extremely difficult to find so they can be able to ruin lives of not the criminals but the law-abiding citizens. It is a way to control you. Now, the reason why I say open carry, we are going to go to, before we go to the Supreme Court decision, understand that there is currently a carry case right now that is open called NYSERPA versus Correlette. They will most likely get denied as they have been wasting money for years. I love MSI. I am a supporter of them, but unfortunately, I do not understand. Mike Pinark is a very smart guy, but for some reason, he does not seem to understand, as well as the community, that if they keep bringing in these carry cases for concealed carry included, you will just be wasting your beneficiaries' dollars. Now, this is the DC versus Heller. You can read this for yourself. It says, like most rights, the Second Amendment is not unlimited, and we're going to go down to what they say about concealed weapons. One moment, please. It says, for example, concealed weapons prohibitions have been upheld under Amendment of state analogs. This is the blatant truth, is that the Supreme Court has determined that concealed carry is not a right. Now, I will give you the explanation of why. Is because the framework of this has set it up that it has created the right. When they define the right, these were originalist justices that made this. That means that the right existed before the founding of the Constitution, and in reality, very few states, it may be none, allowed concealed carry, because you fought. When you was a man, you fought with your fist. You told people straight up how you felt. That was the American way. You did not pull a knife out of your boot to get the fix on somebody to take them out. And the same goes for handguns. You wore them out openly, and they knew your intentions. Only the criminals carried. This was only something recently. Now understand this: if the Supreme Court were to go back and just renege and just go back through Heller and just cut that out, then that would mess up stare decisis. Now, one thing about the Supreme Court is that we know that each of the liberal and conservative appointed justices, they have their own special cases that they do not like to touch, because it sets a bad precedent. Because whenever those next judges or justices become the majority, they can just start overturning things. It does not set a good precedent. So for the liberal leaning justices, or for the liberal appointed justices, we call them, is that they have certain things like abortion rights, health care, that we just don't touch. For the same goes for conservative leaning justices when it comes to church, when it comes to gun rights. So the best thing for them to do is, if they don't think that they can win, they will just leave things alone. It's better to leave things alone. Now, Understand this, because they have defined concealed carry, or at least gave an example of concealed carry being outside of the right. That means that this NYSERPA versus Corlett will either be held as a 14th Amendment challenge, because the fact that they are challenging the permit as a whole, and New York bans open carry, so they should have just brought this as an open carry challenge and banned this. That they had it banned, but they're trying to unlock concealed carry too, so it will be looked more as a 14th Amendment aspect, that people are being treated unfairly. Now, as you know, in Maryland, is that we have to please the crown in order to be able to get a carry permit to protect ourselves. And it is really only outside of the categories I listed. They've also reserved their politicians, their judges, the privileged class, to be able to defend themselves. Us common folks cannot. So to repeat this again, in order to be able to guarantee your ability to carry your Second Amendment right to the self-defense, is that you need to bring a handgun open carry challenge only in the state of Maryland, and include the long gun open carry ban in the city of Baltimore. That is how you will be able to increase your odds of winning. Now, currently, right now, there are cases in California and Hawaii that bring up open carriage bans. But the issue is that California and Hawaii are in the Ninth Circuit. That means that even if both of these cases were to win, there would be no circuit split in the Supreme Court. So that means that there is also an Illinois one in the Fifth Circuit. Because understand this, if you do not please the crown for Illinois, you will not be able to get a concealed carry permit as a non-resident, unless you are their select few states and you have a permit from your home state, and you bring a $300 fine or whatever you call it in order to get their precious concealed carry permit. That's probably going to take you 16 months in order to get. The same goes for Oregon. You will not be able to get a concealed carry permit in certain respects unless it's may issue to bordering states. So the reality is that you need to start finessing these politicians like they have been finessing you. You already know that they have placed through a background check on private sales for long guns now, even though that regular civilians can't even use, non-FFLs can't even use the NICS if they wanted to. So I don't know how this bill is going to work, but these politicians are finessing you, and some of them are just idiots. Now, when you bring this challenge in the state of Maryland, this does not mean that the final word is over for concealed carry. Illinois, the way the judge crafted it is that he knew that concealed carry was outside of the right, but the judge did not differentiate to say what the people had to unlock open carry or concealed carry. So before the state of Illinois, because they had to unlock some form of carry, is that the state of Illinois was about to unlock open carry, but the politicians and grassroots lobbyists lobbied for them to unlock concealed carry instead and ban open carry. I believe a case is in the lower courts for Illinois, and because it is a complete ban and that is the right that is defined under the Second Amendment, the state of Illinois will lose. If you want to screw over DC, you can do that too, because concealed carry is not within the right. You have to be firm on this. You cannot keep banking on the NRA to keep wasting your money for things that does not work. Anyways, this is all I have to say on this. This is how it has to be done. Thank you. Have a blessed one, and goodbye.